The digital glow of a smartphone screen at 2 a.m. is the modern man's silent executioner. Mark sat in the dark, his thumb hovering over a familiar sight, unaware that his brain was being hijacked by an artificial flood of dopamine. He felt hollow, a ghost of the vibrant man he used to be. Little did he know, the secret to his restoration lay not in an app, but within his own biology. In the landscape of modern dating, we are told that sexual liberation is the ultimate goal, yet young men have never felt more isolated. We trade our vital energy for pixels and fleeting thrills, wondering why our confidence has evaporated like mist. This isn't just a moral crisis. It is a physiological catastrophe that strips away the very essence of what makes a man truly magnetic to the world around him. Semen retention is often dismissed as an archaic practice, yet it serves as a radical act of rebellion against a culture of instant gratification. By choosing to preserve his life force, a man begins a process of internal alchemy that transforms his physical and mental state. This discipline is the bridge between shallow, impulsive lust and the deep, resonant attraction that builds empires and sustains long-term, meaningful romantic connections. The biological cost of constant depletion is a hidden tax on the male psyche, manifesting as brain fog and social anxiety. When a man indulges in endless cycles of release, his androgen receptors become desensitized, leaving him feeling sluggish and uninspired. He enters the dating market not as a conqueror, but as a beggar, seeking external validation to fill a void that only internal discipline can truly satisfy. Modern dating apps have turned human connection into a high-speed commodity, forcing men to compete in a shallow marketplace of appearances. This environment rewards the lust brain, a state of consciousness driven by the primal urge to hunt without the responsibility of the catch. Consequently, many men find themselves trapped in a loop of short-term encounters that leave their souls feeling increasingly weary and their spirits fundamentally broken. When you begin the journey of retention, the first thing you notice is a shift in your internal barometer. Your voice deepens, not just in pitch, but in the weight of your words, carrying an unspoken authority that people instinctively respect. This is the physiological manifestation of rising testosterone levels in a nervous system that is finally finding its equilibrium after years of artificial overstimulation and chemical exhaustion. Attraction is not merely about the clothes you wear or the car you drive. It is an invisible frequency you emit. A man on retention vibrates at a different level, possessing a glow that stems from a healthy endocrine system. Women, often more intuitive than men realize, pick up on this grounded energy. They sense a man who is in control of his impulses, which is incredibly rare. Shallow lust is a fire that consumes everything in its path, leaving only ash and regret in its wake. It focuses on the parts rather than the whole, reducing a complex human being to a series of physical checkboxes. Semen retention shifts the focus from the external to the internal, allowing a man to see a woman's soul. This clarity is the foundation of a masculine presence that commands genuine devotion. As the weeks of discipline pass, the brain fog that once clouded your judgment begins to lift like a morning shroud. You start to notice the subtle nuances of social interaction that you previously missed while you were distracted by pornographic imagery. Your eye contact becomes steady, your posture improves, and you no longer feel the desperate need to perform or impress others during a high-stakes first date. The superpowers often discussed in retention circles are actually just the natural state of a healthy, undepleted human male. We have become so used to being low battery that a full charge feels like magic. This surge in energy can be channeled into creative pursuits, fitness, and career goals, making you a multi-dimensional man. A man with a mission is infinitely more attractive than a man with just a vibe. Dating in the 21st century requires a level of discernment that most men simply do not possess because they are too distracted. Retention grants you the third eye of character assessment, allowing you to filter out toxic partners before they enter your life. You are no longer led by your hormones into disastrous situations. Instead, you are guided by a stoic intuition that protects your peace and your future. The transition from lust to attraction is a journey from the lower self to the higher self, requiring immense grit. It involves facing the shadows of your own loneliness without the numbing effects of self-gratification. This process is painful, but it is the fire of the forge that tempers a man's character. Without this internal struggle, a man remains a boy, forever chasing the next hit of easy pleasure. Consider the biological magnetism of pheromones, which are amplified when a man's body is not constantly focused on sperm production. Science suggests that the body redirects resources toward vitality and immune function when reproductive output is paused. This results in clearer skin, brighter eyes, and a physical robustness that serves as a biological signal of fitness. You become a walking testament to your own internal health and genetic vigor. However, retention is not a magic pill that fixes a broken personality. It is a foundation upon which you build. You must still do the work of developing social skills, emotional intelligence, and a strong work ethic. But with your tank full, these tasks become significantly easier and more rewarding. You are no longer pushing a boulder uphill. You are a freight train moving with its own unstoppable momentum. The tragedy of the modern man is that he has been convinced that his virility is a burden to be discarded. We are taught to fear our own power and to suppress our masculine drive through various forms of digital sedation. Semen retention is the reclamation of that power, a way to stand tall in a world that wants you to remain small, weak, and easily manipulated. In the realm of intimacy, retention allows for a deeper connection that transcends the purely physical act of sex. It fosters a slow-burning passion that values intimacy over intensity, leading to relationships that are built on a bedrock of mutual respect. When you are not driven by a desperate need for release, you can truly appreciate the woman standing in front of you as a partner. The world of modern dating is a storm of confusion, but the man on retention is the lighthouse. He is unshakable, grounded in his own skin, and aware of his value in a market that tries to devalue him. This self-assurance is the ultimate aphrodisiac, drawing people toward him like moths to a flame. He does not chase. He attracts through the sheer force of his disciplined being. As Mark began his journey, he felt the familiar pull on his old habits, a siren song whispering that one mistake wouldn't matter. But he held the line, and after 30 days, the world started to look different. Colors were brighter, and his confidence was surging. He went to a coffee shop, not to hunt, but simply to exist, and for the first time, the world looked back with genuine interest. The suspense of this path lies in the unknown potential of what you can become when you stop leaking your power. Every day is a battle against the easy path, but the rewards are hidden in the resistance you face. Most men will fail this test, returning to the comfort of their screens and their shadows. But for the few who persevere, the transformation is nothing short of a total rebirth. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. Mark looked at his phone one last time before set it aside, the screen remaining dark and silent. He felt a strange electric hum beneath his skin, a sensation of untapped potential and a frighteningly sharp clarity. He realized that the greatest mystery wasn't in the women he sought, but in the man he was becoming. The real question remained: how much power could he actually handle before it changed everything?